2 chains, but with 2 mics.
Yeah, if you get here early, we can do that.
Tell me, I think I should do some long ones or short ones.
So we're gonna try to have you be around 10 minutes. So if you can shoot for that length, that'd be great.
10 minutes? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Austin, do I need a second mic?
No, Cipriano just wants one. So if you want to just use that one, just use that one.
Yeah, I feel like it's. I don't have the same stature as Cipriano, so.
It's his thing, you know.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave it over by the camera.
Cool. I'm gonna grab this clipboard in my phone. Gonna find some poems. Whoa, yeah, I can. That's fun. No, it was just not Aston's voice. I wasn't prepared to be introduced to that. Gotta love the God mic when somebody's talking to you in your ear. It's a 30? Oh my God. That's nearly not enough to find a poem in my notes section. All right, I just got my countdown. So it is finally live. Hi, friends, in the physical realm and in the virtual realm. My name is Bree. I am the co-executive director of Sacred Voices. I am also your temporary host for the night because I don't be hosting this. Thank you so much. Roll into the house. I'm so excited. Yeah. So we are Sacred Voices. I'm going to give us a little bit of an introduction of who we are, what we do, why you should support us. We're a dope organization. We work with youth in poetry writing, poetry open mics, and events like this. You can find us on the website at sacred-voices.org. We have Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We don't have a Twitter yet, but I would want a Twitter one day. So I'm going to get started. Hello. Welcome. Come on in. I'm going to get started with a poem, and then Godwin, you feel good to coming up? Yeah. Cool. Awesome. I'm tired. This is an homage to sweat because it's cold and I'm not sweating anymore, which is sad, but also happy at the same time. This sweat pours, this sweat drips, this sweat pours, drips, and dries. This sweat is sweet, this sweat is salty. This sweat exists under my favorite black shirts, exists in between my bed sheets, in between her bed sheets, her hips, her arms, mixes with her sweat. This sweat knows no boundaries. This sweat are my invisible tattoos. This sweat makes my skin look beautifully brown, makes it look soft to touch. Do you want to touch me? This sweat is generational libations blessed with the earth when it forms upon the soil. This sweat has never been enslaved, never been jailed, never been restrained. This is free sweat, liberated sweat, endless sweat. This sweat is hot. It's hot outside. I mean, it was hot outside. Finally, a time to feel my sweat. The sun calls for it, like a lover quarantined for too long. The sweat pours, drips, and dries. The sweat is mine. Thank you.
Wow. How many boyfriends?
How many boyfriends? Too much. Too many. Shout out to my boyfriends who watch me secretly. Love y'all. Cool. I'm gonna bring up Godwin. Godwin can use nunchucks. That's so cool. What? I want to use nunchucks. And you can find Godwin at Young Jollof, JOLLOF, on the Instagram. Yeah. Godwin is super dope. So please help me welcome Godwin up to the mic.
I'm gonna grab that stool.
Yeah, do it.
Oh, thank you.
The stage is yours.
It's been a while since I've been up on a. I'm not gonna sit on this. I just need something to put the book down because I know I'm not gonna use it the whole time. It's been a while since I've been in front of a mic performing. Thank you. So I'm gonna perform this piece while I find it. That's the back of my book. this first piece was actually for an assignment in college, but I liked it enough that I want to perform it today. And so I guess Wilfredo Alvarez, if you're saying this, hopefully I can get some extra credit. Cool. And this piece is called An Open Letter to the Vagabonds of Fantasy. To the vagabonds, I already started the poem wrong. All right. To the black boys of Middle Earth. In a world filled with orcs, elves, and hobbits, I hope your skin is acclaimed because it's seemingly too magical for the world it has blessed. To the black girls of Narnia. In a world filled with nymphs, dwarves, and giants, I hope your hair is praised as one of the finest spells of arcane black girl magic that the cosmos has the pleasure to encounter. To the black people, in between and far out, in worlds where the stuff of myths and legends are real, I can only hope that your mere being is enough to enchant the denizens of your lands. But we know that's not the case. We know that in works of fantasy, where imagination lets us all run free, black bodies aren't provided that liberty. We don't get to be in far-off kingdoms. There is no kind, rhyme, or reason to our curse of concealment. We knew that the incidental blot of ink on empty lined paper is us. That as long as that blot is on the margins or can be thrown away or otherwise hidden, then the dreams of the heroes can remain perfect. To the vagabonds of fantasy, you've been told to get your head out of the clouds. Your dreams don't fit in over here. I venture that the skies can't be redlined. I believe that the heads in the clouds can build a home there. One where every word you utter is accompanied by magical silvery wisps of arcane magic, where Archmage Beyonce can cast silence on the nation as a show of how powerful black girl magic truly is. To the vagabonds of fantasy, in a world where people like you have the potential to live out your wildest dreams, when the stories that shape us are made by us, dreaming becomes a magic that transforms reality. So build your home and know that you can't be kicked out. And that's what's in the book. And I just want to perform one more piece. It's going to take a second to find it. And so while I'm looking for it, I'm just going to continue talking to y'all. It's called A Heart Made Full Metal. So has anyone here seen Full Metal Alchemist? Yeah, I love that. And so the challenge for me here was like, I want to use the structure of Full Metal Alchemist, particularly its episodes, to create a piece. So that's what this is. And so I was creating it while I was re-watching the series. Episode 1, Full Metal Alchemist. To obtain, something of equal value must be lost. Not too long ago, I committed the ultimate taboo. I thought I was beyond this rule. When clouds cascade the stars and moon, when the air cools, you hear just a pounding pulse, the resounding rhythm of a broken heart. Episode 4, An Alchemist's Anguish. Let this be a warning. Do not, I repeat, do not trust your feelings past 10 p.m. You think you're about to send a 21st century version of a love letter, when in actuality, you've signed, sealed, and delivered the ending of a connection. Even Stevie Wonder could see that your AM address is a mistake. When there's too much to say less. Episode 10, Separate Destinations. Funny how predictive text can read your heart better than you can. Funny how typing I is followed by 3 options. 3 taps of predictive text and I love you couldn't come easier. But you've learned that algorithms are dangerous. That to come to the most logical answer must mean to reject the most natural, right? Well, 3 taps of predictive text and your answer is I don't know. Episode 19, Death of the Undying. When Swiper comes swiping, Dora solves the problem in under 15 minutes. Superheroes save the day in less than 15 pages. It took Edward Elric 64 episodes to have a heart strong enough to overcome any obstacle. Now, I don't know what it is about anime protagonists having to go through the most inexplicable pain, but currently, my heart is right there with them. This feels worse than clapping on the 1 in 3 in front of black people. Or for my white folks, it's like not getting the cash in that 3% Nigerian from Ancestry.com. Point is, the shit hurts. I always trusted my wit to get me out of the deepest of the trenches. Well, when your tongue is Sly Cooper slick and diction has been your decider of success, you end up thinking that there's not a feeling you can't talk your way out of. Episode 32. The Führer's Son. Destined for success. A crown awaits the lad that sharpens his wit. Poet becomes king. Motherfucker, I'm saying unleash your inner Percy Jackson. Pen becomes sword. The fear that shows face when a blank page stares back is quickly painted with lead as I swing my felt tip instrument of creation. Full speed ahead as I launch a crusade against the foes of my wishes. 600 words flood the gates of Troy, moving in indiscriminate, synchronous movement. One mind, one goal. Reach the completing cadence of a healed heart. Episode 54. Beyond the Inferno. Beyond the Inferno. Past the walls, guards, and defenses lies the princess. Or so that's how the story is supposed to go. Instead, you meet a mirror. In it, you see, it says, your crafty words are as severed as your love. And in the snap, no wit can save the world you once thought to be masterfully crafted, as it shatters. Episode 64. Journey's End. The beating stops. All I want is to complete the cadence, and as I pick up the shards, I recall, to obtain something of equal value must be lost. A broken heart repaired will just repeat the same mistakes. Your heart deserves to start anew. You've lost one, but you can rebuild, as pen is reshaped into sword. A broken heart can become a heart made full metal. Thank you. I don't know how I'm doing time-wise, but if I had time for one more, I will be doing one more. All right. Thank you. This is, I have to go into the Notes app. This is a piece I recently started counseling and started confronting my anxiety. And so this piece is about that, and it's called Thin Skin. Skin can be uncomfortable, like a warm pillow on a hot summer day, or a blanket that's too thick or too thin, like wanting to leave home but knowing you can't because you're a kid. Sometimes I wish I could just leave my body. Sometimes I'm sure I already did. Skin can be uncomfortable. Meet somebody new and the soul says go get to know him. Instead, buckets of sweat drip down my temple, but I say it's just the rain. My tongue starts doing the cell block tango. Listen, if you had been there, if you had seen them, I bet you would have done the same. Skin can be uncomfortable. It's why posting feels like posing. Why every layer of fabric I drape over my frame feels like body armor. Why every utterance feels like a window of weakness. After all, no corduroy breastplate or silk beanie helmet can protect me from words. Skin can be uncomfortable. So I lie and say mine is thick. But when every poem is about you, them, or we, that means the first person who read the poem is hiding behind the stanzas. My skin is uncomfortable, almost like I'm at somebody else's front door waiting to be let in. Every compliment, insult, comment, joke, jab comes with a set of runic subtext to be deciphered. Every intrusive thought chips away at the shields of self-confidence. I say I'm made of chainmail so I can take it on the chin, but words pierce shields, armor, and skin. I'm outside the door, trying to get into my own home, where both sides of the pillow are cold, where my blanket feels just right. But until then, my skin is thin. Thank you. And that's all I got. See you on the other side. I guess I could have left that there.
One more time for Godwin. Hello. I am not RTQ. As you can tell, I'm a totally different person. My name is Juicebox of Paradise, and I am your host for the evening. I'm sorry I was late, but when you hire a Libra that's queer and a poet, that's kind of what you're expecting, right? Thank you again, Godwin. That was beautiful. Even though I'm not RTQ, I am going to invite RTQ up one more time to tell a little story. Yeah, let's give it up.
I just have one story, and then I'm going to leave you. Also, shout out to Godwin. You make me cry every time. Love you. Cool. Also shout out to Black nerdy people because we exist. Great. I'm going to do the story. It's still a work in progress, but I did it at our first open mic and I liked it. So I'm going to do it at our second open mic and see if I still like it. It's about my grandfather. He has dementia and that's always an interesting time.
God bless you, grandfather.
Yeah. I love him so much. Whew. I lie to my grandfather. It's common ritual between us. Two black bodies connected between the unseen phone lines. I call, he picks up. Hi, Grandpa. How are you? He's moved from saying he's lonely, nobody visits him, and he has so much land. Now it's, I'm doing good. God just keeps on blessing me. I have a mental note to send God my appreciation. The last time he talked about the weather, how hot it's been in South Carolina, makes me think his body has left the house. It's a good sign. He asks me how I am, which leads me to where I am. I tell him I'm still in Denver, about to move to Aurora. He chuckles and says his trip to South Carolina is ending and he's returning to Denver. The first lie I tell him is that when he gets up here, he'll have to see the house I'm trying to purchase. It's a deal, he responds. We continue our talk, and sometime between minutes he thinks I've become my mother. He asks how the girls are, and I lie again. I talk about how my sister and I are doing fine. I paint a picture of a happy family for him. I don't want him to know that I despise my sister and my mother makes my anxiety skyrocket. You have to keep the family together. We're all we have. His famous saying about our family, I lie again, of course. I continue to be my mother, rave about how I'm doing such a great job and that my wife and I are doing great. A test. My mother has always said my grandfather wasn't too keen on queer people. He listens politely, not interrupting, taking it all in. Sometimes I wonder if my mother was lying about everything. Some days our conversations stay like a broken record, asking about each other's day and talking about keeping the family together. On other days, I ask him what he loved the most about my grandmother, Dorothy, his elementary school crush. I never tire of listening to him spin stories about how my grandmother called the army and told them that he couldn't get deployed. She had children and she was not going to raise them by herself. Sometimes I wonder if it's a lie, but I ignore my historical searches of him, finding he was never drafted into the military in the first place, all out of love. He talks about my grandmother's cooking, one thing we both miss dearly. Nobody makes eggs as good as her. I ask him to tell stories of his life, and he tells me different versions of how the white man used to beat him and keep him away from the shops in certain streets, that his daddy was called a nigger far more than he could ever hear, that his mother wasn't allowed in certain spaces. I think about how he changes some parts of the story, reliving it for himself, changing actions that he wanted to make when he was younger and playing out the rest. He spins stories about his indigenous heritage, hailing from the Lumbee tribe of South Carolina. That's why he always has great hair. I still was never fond of not being blessed genetically. Thank you.
Hey, hey.
Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going.
Yeah, yeah.
I believe we have a virtual performance next. Is that right? Tell me in my ear. Okay. All right. I was told something, and now that's not happening. All right. Thank you, RTQ. We appreciate you so much. I love that story. I'm glad that I get to hear it again. Are we going in any sort of order here, or are we mixing this up? We're going from the top. All right. Got you. Cool. Next up, we are going to welcome Tawanda. Let's give it up for Tawanda. Tawanda's fun fact is that Tawanda is from Alaska.
It's okay. It's a short people problem.
Do it.
Just to give you a little background on the next three pieces that I'm getting ready to read to you all. Almost 3 years ago, I had a brush with death, and I'm finally able to put it on paper. And it changed my life. So the first one is called Heartfelt Wanderer 7.0. I stare at the blank wall, contemplating the very existence we call life. The silence of the room tears away at the thoughts of my weary heart. I begin reflecting on what my journey has been through the decades. Here I am battling the desires of the self and others that surround me. The pandering whispers of loneliness rage in my brain, as there is a part of me that deep down knows others will not understand. Life after death has changed the very essence of my soul. The yearning to seek life answers and naive guesses of life after I leave this body have been drained away the moment I encountered sweet death. I closed my eyes and inhaled the air, remembering the moments of embracing what I thought was the end. The sheer panic that replayed in my head as I'm losing control of my body, hearing the doctors, nurses, and machines simultaneously yelling as I fight to hold on to my attachment of the people that I love, the dog that brings me happiness, and the things that made me, me. Inside, I'm screaming, no, I can't leave them, but no one can hear me as I'm slipping out of my body. Time began to slow down, and with a single breath, the change of being in a frantic state was gone, and I started to accept my fate. An overwhelming sense of peace came over me, and I left the vessel that was lying helpless in the hospital bed. I was ready to take the journey of no return. As I drifted away, my blue spirit joined the conversation with the cosmos. Together we watched my entire life play as I'm passing through the mazes of the universe. I recognize a space I haven't seen since my birth into this planet. In awe, I flowed to that space where an entity was waiting. With what I can comprehend as a star constellation, I talk to the divine. All at once, I see the past, present, and future, and the once pressing questions I had are answered, and I begin to accept that it's not my time, but realize a part of me will die, and I will be reborn. As I stare back at the portal that brings you back to life, I notice the time no longer exists. For the first moment, I realize how vast my spirit and soul combined is. I grasp concepts of life that I never even knew existed, and I take them in as I watch a part of me stay behind. I started to flow back towards the portal of life. Crashing as all my eyes close, a rushing wave pushes my soul and spirit back to where my vessel is. But I do not jump into my body. Instead, I observe it and look at what it's become and what it will be. I begin to mourn the part of me that has died and embrace the new aspect that was born. And with an intense crackling sound, I enter. This one is called The Beginning Before Transformation. Chaos is a spiritual awakening. The unforeseen prediction of intuition is magnificent, but is psychologically tiring. The beauty of life is we know what's next, but don't know how it will unfold. The power of the unknown leaves us in a repressive state, yet the will to seek understanding drives us to find the answers to the revolving questions, thoughts, emotions, and feelings that constantly remind us of our very existence. Replaying the day I started to feel my demise coming, I stared at the mirror in complete disarray of the vessel that was present. My body, soul, spirit, and mind knew a life-altering moment was about to happen. Utilizing the tools shared to me, I began to put the pieces together. All at once, the voices agreed it was time. We saw a great change, but I needed someone to help connect the dots. The following day, I called upon someone who most will never understand. To me, that is a wonderful gift to have, yet a socially earthy curse. Taking in a deep, unsettling breaths, I enter their home. We sat on their balcony, both understanding that the pressing moment of clarity has arisen. To my right, they spark a crushed stick and inhale slowly, as they knew they had the clues to the answers I seek. Once the exhale exerted, they grab the deck and begin shuffling. My heart rate and breath are in sync. They started to unveil the 7. As each card is revealed, they stated the meaning. Something catastrophic was about to happen. The very life I live will never be the same, and you and your body will change, and you will begin to adjust and embrace your new body and mind. Love will come to you. You will have an unexpected companion. As the grave words gently spilled out their mouth, I had a blank stare as I tried to comprehend what was delivered to me. Convinced yet skeptical, I take in the message I needed before the journey that little did I know was going to happen 2 weeks from this very frame of life. As a child, I always knew I would die, but would transform into a being I was unable to imagine. This thought would come to light after the reading. As the weeks went by, Death and I exchanged words. I stand tall. Do you know who I am? Yet Death chuckles and replies, do you know who you are? Or has humanity's ego blinded you from the truth? My hostility towards death opened the heartfelt moment I realized that I was going to die. Colorado was my crossroads. I was feeling unknown. I stared at the Carolina blue sky with the spotted clouds, understanding the fight was over and it was time to face the music. I made calls to 2 people, relaying the fateful words, "I have COVID." I cried, as I knew the life I was living was coming to an end. The following days, my body began weakening. I was lying in the bed, staring at the ceiling, struggling to breathe. I remember hearing my roommate scream, "These idiots." With all the strength I had, I asked, "What's wrong?" He states, "They stormed the Capitol." On the inside, I laughed, but was saddened by this, as there was nothing I could do. 2 days later, I was incapacitated. I barely made it to the couch. I laid motionless as my dog laid near me. The shitty part was, I knew I was losing the battle. Finally, I said goodbye to my little one, and my roommate guided me to the car and drove me to my next life. Sitting in the back seat, I was admiring the drive, embracing all the moments, as this was going to be the last drive. As we were all driving, to my left were rows of graves. I thought to myself, how many people have walked this earth, but what was their purpose? We arrived to my transforming destination. The nurse and my roommate picked up my exhausted body and directed me to the wheelchair. As I entered the hospital door, I could see the looks on everyone's face, scared and confused. They tried everything, and eventually I was in the ICU. Nothing was helping. Fight or flight mode began to happen. A day later, I was unable to breathe, but I managed enough muscle and strength to FaceTime my family. I could see the worry on their faces and the panic of losing me. Hours later, death was standing at the door. We began to have a stare down as the unaware nurse is informing me that I am going into respiratory failure. Tears poured out as I continued to lose the ability to breathe. And this is the last one. It's called Yellow Fire. Every time I see you, my mind goes haywire. How can a being have so much gravitational pull with me? I tend to keep to myself and reserve my energy due to others wanting to swallow every ounce of sacred energy that I carry. But with you, I want to willingly share my spirit and give you my love with no question. The sparkle in your eyes captivates me. Behind those bright, bubbly eyes tells a story. I feel the sadness, the confusion, happiness, the trauma, the yearning for love, and more. The truth is, I've seen you before we even met. But how can I express this in a way you will understand and not run away? Knowing that I had the advantage of seeing my future, I pace our connection. Sitting with myself, reflecting on the first time we meet, I ponder on the fact that I instantly knew it was you. Your energy and soul was familiar feeling, despite the fact you lay drunken with sorrow on the couch when I was finally introduced to you. Someone had to talk to me and asked to take you home and trusted I would keep you safe. Shaken at the thought that we actually crossed paths a year after my rendezvous with death, so soon, I thought. But realized it would be a slow process of knowing each other. We chatted a little in the car as I took you home. I could tell a part of you was intrigued by me, but the other part wanted to push me away, but you gave me your number anyway. The words coming out of your mouth only drew me closer to you, and I wanted to know more. Once I dropped you off and you made it inside, I drove off in a daze. The flashbacks of me lying in the hospital bed coming back to life bolted to my brain. I started revisiting the moment I was in the blueprints of the universe, recalling the time my future with you was ushered into existence. Floating through the gates of the magical garden, I get a glimpse of seeing a silhouette of you surrounded by a glowing yellow aura, connecting to a field of sunflowers, with the ground being open and exposing what seems like veins of pulsating yellow connecting to your soul. As my spirit is adrift, my soul rushes to meet you. We begin to connect and intertwine, and I can feel your heartbeat. The comfort of holding your soul has mellowed my soul. It's just you and I in this vast space of nothingness and beauty. In the spacey clouds, I can hear the divine chanting your future as I begin to breathe in the concept of you. The fire and wind collide, swirling into an endless, chaotic painting as the moment froze. I never knew this type of connection. It was foreign to my thought process. You are one of a kind, and nurturing our connection is vital, as you would lift me up and I would lift you up. Having this understanding changed how I viewed love and connection. This was something unconditional. Companionship was something that I yearned for, but never expected it to come in this lifetime. Yet the divine has shown me truths that I once denied, and you are one of them. Suddenly, I hear a guitar playing as the lyrics of a song I once knew and spent years trying to find came to light. Now I'm singing, I walked alone, and there you found me. I was so cold, but you surrounded every single broken part of me. Forgot who I can be. All alone, what I needed was you. The song continues as I floated back into the universe. I stared at you hovering in the distance as I shouted, I will see you again. My soul gently merged with my spirit, and we continued our travels through my life and gradually making my way back to the body. To be continued.
Yeah, all the way, all the way. Keep that round of applause going for Tawanda. Yes, yes, yes. That was lovely. I guess I don't really need to adjust this right now. I just want to take some time to lay out a couple reminders. Everybody's been doing great so far. We have a 10-minute suggested limit on your stage time for this open mic. If it's approaching that 10 minutes, you'll probably see me step a little closer just as a reminder, just to help make sure everybody is able to come up. Also, as a reminder, this is being recorded, and so if you have something that has some curse words or is maybe a little bit more intense, like provocative or vulgar, it might not make it onto the recording. But if you want something that you read to not be featured in the recording, if you don't want to just be featured in the recording at all, you can let us know that. If you want footage, you can have footage of your performance. And also, with that in mind, this is being broadcasted live as well. So with that, for those of you in the room, I'm going to have you turn your attention to this screen over here. And we're going to have a virtual performance by Emojin, who can be found on social media at the handle @PoetsAndMuses. Let's give a round of applause for Emojin.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can.
Great.
Yeah, we can hear you great.
Thank you.
Cool.
So I'm going to read a few messages. The first one was written some time ago in 2022, and it's been published by by the Survivor Zine, which whose profits are going towards UK nonprofits that support survivors of assault as well as domestic violence and such. And the last version of it that was published in the zine, or rather the last version of it references kind of research sort of on my own that I've been following, which is about femicides that's being committed within the United States. It's not the most comprehensive thing. I'm just going off of news articles I see. So if you can go to my Twitter you can go to Poets and Muses on Twitter and then look for me, Imogen A-Rate, and then look at that particular post. If you're interested in this topic, because I'm sure I'm not like I said, it's not a comprehensive list, and it'll be good to have the comprehensive list so you can get an idea of how many women are being unfortunately killed within the United States. You know, despite our claims to be such a such a beacon for human rights. So I'm going to read that.
Emojin, before you start, we would like to invite you to turn your camera on if you're comfortable with that.
I am not.
Okay.
Unfortunately, yeah, I'm dealing with harassment myself,
Okay.
which is
Understood.
partly why I wrote the poem.
Understood. Thank you.
So the version I'm reading is the old version because I don't have access to the new one. So hopefully not much has changed. I'm trying my best from becoming a statistic, undocumented and ignored from disbelief. Life unconventional remains unconvincing, inconvenient for popcorn fisting, TV consumption, simple to follow, answers black and white questions, never buck their expectations, unchecked boxes, the gesture that's real living, leaving dwellers of fragile worlds that must drown out the innumerable begging screams from ignored eyes to survive the hairline fractures of realization. There's no I in sympathy, no I in refugee, no I in country, no I in home.
No I, no I.
Thank you. I can hear the snap. I really appreciate that. So the next one is called Alluring Monsters. And this was written for the storms that was happening. Unfortunately, it's just happening all over the place. So it's probably, unfortunately, very relatable. Old games parade as old storms churn into nebulous knots to hypnotize the engaged gaze and whip the bewitched Ouroboros to stop and swallow its own. Paul then torso, then head tuck into, excuse me, I'm gonna start that line again. Tail, then torso, then head tuck into singularity, impish, wicked wink before the glutted ingestion implodes, the gut diarrheal waterfalls. We gawk at the wondrous display, disasters dazzle before the eyes as brittle bones crack to form the new veins of sanguine traffic lanes. Crimson lanterns blink our wolves as greenbacks flush to blanch hope from building evergreen while slid mud ooze crackle as scorched summer bark. Ancient feasts and famine tales we fantasize to tell as spirits of our progeny braid their flickering lifelines into the wispy fingers of another atmospheric stream. Sorry, I don't write a lot of happy poems. A pivot. This is, forget if it was pretty soon or it was after Roe v. Wade was overturned. With you, I am never alone, never in comfort. With me, you have meaning, find purpose, a reflection of myself, an imprint of ghosts of the past. Your perpetual search for mommy, dearest, facts forsake. My forward motion propelled by reenactment of recurring cursed roles you find in reassurance. That devil you know offers no surprises. I flee into the unknown, and you drag in fear. Let's go back, you plead. Let's find comfort in the familiar. Remember the good times when I was the slave and you the master. I think I have time just for one more. This is called performance bonus. And again, unfortunately, this is relatable to current youth, even though I wrote this after a very deadly shooting, mass shooting, in May of last year. Every time a bullet screams a child's name, Congress rings in a payday. Every time ghost-strung puppets mimic thoughts and prayers, NRA makes it rain. The more they pile up, the cheaper they come, the higher the body count, the bigger the ROI. The stock market may be freewheeling, NFTs may be worthless, but Lapierre makes good on his promises, though he trades in rubles. We've arrived at the age of lead peg currency. We've come to celebrate each day as gun violence survival day. Drunk the mercurial mead of gilded hearts, playing a mental health sleight of hand while we thirsted for solves that vanish as another gunman turned the page onto another tragedy. Danced our last to the whizzing rhythm of gunpowder blues as we grew confused over which loved ones got shot when, or which crisis actors got paid while feigning condolences. As I said, I don't write a lot of happy poems, so sorry about that.
There's no need to be sorry. Thank you for sharing your truth and your words with us. We appreciate you, Emojin. Let's give it up one more time. Yeah. All right. So part of the reason I was late, I mean, nobody got to pat me on the back or nothing, but it's because I brought you, I'd say arguably one of the best poets that I've ever heard in my life. So we're good. I said one of, relax. Okay, I love you. One of, and I'm gonna bring them up right now. Sparrow, give it up.
Oh man, thank you for that, Jess. Could you move this? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that's perfect. All right. When I was in middle school, I stole Krispy Kreme donuts every morning from the corner store on Monaco in Colorado Boulevard. The Ethiopian man who ran the cashier smiled to me every time. I walked in with a jacket slim, then walked out with a puffy one, with my backpack a bit heavier, with my smile brighter, because he and I knew I didn't have to go to school hungry that morning. Sticky fingers was my magic trick. I, an 11-year-old warlock who made anything I can take disappear from the shelf into my pocket. Warlock, fighting a war waged on children who choose between the locked knots in their stomach or locked medals on their wrists when they do something about it. I knew hunger like I knew my name. And there's not a single day that goes by I don't thank that Ethiopian man for not calling the police. What would my 11-year-old self say to them? Officer, do you understand the weight of shame that sits on my brittle bones when I ask my friends if they also stole their breakfast and for them to say they don't have to? Understand the humiliation that journeys through my intestines when the lunch lady takes away my tray 'cause I couldn't afford it. What it means to grow up eating sleep. Open the cupboards and the only option is a good night's rest, to take the Tic Tacs in your pocket and pretend they were enough to not wake up again, to find a quiet corner during recess and silently count the hours until you go home. 45 minutes is only 5 minutes 9 times. I could calculate the time left in my school day better than I could the change in my pocket. Officer, 3 million children die a year from hunger and I'm just trying to extend my time. Officer, war is waged upon those who wish for better wages, and if we'd won, we take 10 million famished kids down to 9, down to 1, and all it takes is one hero to take it down to none. Officer, hunger is not a crime. I am
older now. I don't have to use my powers anymore. There's nothing magical about stealing food to survive the day. No living child should have to. I am older now. And I know the lunch lady wasn't my enemy. She had mouths she couldn't feed at home too. I used to sit in the bathroom and laugh at my sticky fingers, savor the taste of the glaze that would soon become a memory in my mouth, lay my head against the pink tiles, my bounty sitting right next to me. Close my eyes, dream of the day when I would never have to steal again. Open them, and remember I'd be doing it all again tomorrow. Sincerely, Sparrow. All right. Last week was National Banned Books Week, which is something that is dear to me because I don't believe that should be happening. And there should be no banned books in America. And this is a spoken piece titled My Son. I spent the morning hiding banned books in my bookshelf in preparation for the child I wish to have one day. The spines face the wall so that their lush pages stare right at me. Each one placed intentionally so when my kid comes of age, he'll know what lessons to read. More importantly, who will teach them. Anne Frank will teach my son how to keep a secret. Show him when sacred whispers travel to his ears, they must make way to his heart and stay there. She'll teach him he is blessed to never keep his existence hidden. Angie Thomas will teach my son that the hate you give is love not fully lived in. Toni Morrison will show my boy he is beloved. He's capable of crawling through this country's quicksand that desperately wishes to sink him. He'll ask me if to survive he must possess the bluest eyes. We haven't found an exit yet, but Toni taught me to love my brown ones. I hope he'll have brown ones like his mama. I pray to live long enough to see them glisten. I pray the umbilical cord of mortality rates amongst birthing black mothers doesn't find its way around my neck and take me. But if it does, I made sure to leave the color purple. As he flips through the pages, he'll understand the lengths that Alice Walker ran to make the pigment. May the stain remain ingrained within him. I spent the morning hiding banned books in my bookshelf. Those threads of rearranged alphabets will be my son's lifeline. The blood cells of literature will keep his heart beating a lot longer than it's expected to. If I don't make it off my birthing bed, Black Boy by Richard Wright will teach there is nothing wrong with him. If night falls, if I'm still breathing, they'll take me away for teaching treason. For every story he picked up, he put down something to believe in. My boy, my baby boy, will watch them burn all the lessons he learned. The ashes of Huckleberry Finn and Jim will blanket his irises. Their eyes weren't watching God, but this time he'll inhale a paper reality that'll fill his lungs and suffocate him. He'll lie gently in the cradle of flames curated from the pages. They were supposed to be my arms. Sincerely, Sparrow. And this last piece is also about death, and so it's an echo to your beautiful piece. Inspired by Antony and Cleopatra by William Shakespeare. Death would be proud to take me, even though I'm a stain in the lives of those who wish to be rid of me. I'm an aftertaste with an odor they must remedy. I will be not a memory of a first kiss, a first best friend. I'm the last thing that'll cross their mind when they think beautiful, wonderful, person. I am the unforgivable, the unfathomably present, the sigh of relief when I exit a room. William Shakespeare said, "Make death proud to take us." And my God, death is lucky to have me. I've lived a life worth grieving for. How honored death will be when he takes me from the earth and places me amongst the stars. How excited God will be to reunite me with my ancestors, who will cloak me in their arms and say, "Well done, my child. Good work." A life without mistakes is a life not lived, and you lived. I will live, even if I am a wound in the tall tales of those who wish to shorten my longevity. I will live, even if I lose 1,000 lovers, 1,000 more friends, and there's no one left to give a eulogy. But if one remains, they'll say what a privilege it was to see her at her worst, at her weakest, at her loneliest. If my obituary says she messed up, I'll smile from the clouds and say, hell yes, because heaven knows no one up there left with perfection. I will live because death is the only guarantee. And when he takes me, he'll have shimmering teeth, beaming as he carries me and cheers. I took a good one, full of unspoken apologies, a heartbreaker, a drama queen, a liar. With all her faults, she is a beautiful, wonderful person.
Thank you so much, Sparrow. If you don't mind, I'm going to follow that. My name is Juice. And as I step to the mic so tenderly, here's a couple things to know for when you gon' remember me. One, I'ma always bring the energy. And secondly, never gender me. I go beyond all that. I don't be on all that he say, she say. Went from he, they to a full-on heathen, a millennial nightmare, another living, breathing, non-binary vegan, believing in things that no one does, and still showing love through hope and hugs. I'm still coping with drugs, raised around dope and thugs. I finally opened up my lid, and now I'm living the life I want to give to my kids. See, I know what I'm worth now that I know what I'm made of. Now that I know what I know, I don't know what I was so afraid of. I'm finally building up a life that I'll be willing to die on. I laid the foundation with pages I wrote my pride on, lying strong. By the time I'm gone, I just pray my bygones are bygone, and any beat that I'm on, I cried on it. I fly on it. I get high on it like I put my sinus to the line every time I wrote it just to taste it going down. I know what it takes to hold me down. I'm a hothead. On top of that, an airhead. I only stay on the ground because of my spare leg. You can tug it for me. I'll probably come back down to earth. I had no self-control. I could have caused 1,000 births. Half the time I didn't though. But I do know how it hurts to make the choice even when you're pro-choice. Always said I use my voice for those with no voice, but I'm still learning how to speak. So I just shout and I scream until you hear them louder than me. Once that happens, I'm out of this bee, and I'll be down the street catching my breath for the next 137,000 feet. That's a marathon. Thank you. And yesterday was my birthday. Thank you. I love the Libra season. I love the fall time. So this is a little song. Usually it has a beat, but I don't have that. So it's called Libra season. This that sweet, sweet sweater weather. Name a better weather. I'll wait. Whatever, you can never. In the spirit of the fall time, it's all mine when the wind blows. Watch them fall in line. This that sweet, sweet sweater weather. Name a better weather. I'll wait. You can never. In the spirit of the fall time, it's all mine when the wind blows. Watch them fall in line. Yeah. They love the way it feels. No more 100 degrees, it's only $100 bills at 100-cent ease. 50 Cent said, please, if they hate, let them hate. Watch the money levitate, I'ma meditate. And then I float like a featherweight, sting like a heavyweight, name a better great. I'm the great of all time. From the 50-yard line, I hit him right between the eyes and watch him fall in line like a domino effect. Now they all throw respect like roses. Couldn't see me, I was underneath their noses. They know this flow is more in control than the Red Sea of Moses. Here, hold this, I'm about to go in. I started flowing and it's amazing how that cool breeze started blowing. Cause this that sweet, sweet sweater weather. Name a better weather. I wait, whatever you could never. In the spirit of the fall time, yeah, it's all mine when the wind blows. Watch them fall in line, yeah, they love me. And you could see the reason. I'm something to believe in. I'm the spooky season. I'm hopes at their highest, the colors at their brightest, the weather at its nicest, a touch at its mightest. Green and the gold, red, orange, and yellow make the hardest mother turn into jello, simply with a hello, a wink and a smile. You meeting me, you must be in your best lifestyle. If you ain't, we fix it right now. We could ride round, I could lay some pipe down in my silk nightgown. It be up to you, whatever make you comfortable. Just roll the window down, boo, let the breeze come through. This that sweet, sweet sweater weather. Name a better weather. I'll wait, whatever you can never. In the spirit of the fall time, it's all mine when the wind blows. Watch them fall in line. Thank you. Thank you. Happy Libra season. Happy, what do we got going? The solar eclipse tomorrow. Happy Friday the 13th. Happy Hoodoo Heritage Month. Don't forget that. That's important. Damn, they don't be promoting that, you know? All right. For a reason. All right. Next up, you were introduced to me as Miss Lizzie. So we're going to bring up Miss Lizzie. Thank you. Let's give a round of applause.
This first piece is called Throw It Away. Throw it away. I don't need it anymore. That's too small, that's too tight, that doesn't fit. Throw it away. It hurts my swag, it cripbles my thought, it bends my back, it limits my reach, it falters my grip. Throw that away too. I don't need it. I don't need it at all. I used to hold on to that lipstick, couldn't go outside without it, thought I looked like a clown. Throw it away. That weave hair too. Why am I holding on to this? Throw it away. Those high heel shoes cripple my steps. These sneakers work just fine. Put fear in the box with low self-esteem. Throw pain out with those limp, shallow dreams that we'll get back together someday. And he won't hit me if I watch what I say. Throw all that mess away. Put it out. Here. Put this in that box. Take this key, lock that lock, dump it in the trash, throw the key in the garbage where it belongs, because I don't need any of it. I'm throwing it all away. I'm cleaning house today. Making room for better things, for encouraging songs to sing, for all the poetry that I'll impart, for authenticity and my growing heart, making room for writing books and a new lover, space for big dreams and a growing desire to play Coltrane's favorite things, to sway with spoken word poetry and slow dancing, singing along with Billie Holiday, for wherever my man is, I'm his forever. I need that room to live. I'm risking the chance. I may never be loved, but at least I won't keep returning to vomit. Throw it all away. I'll live without it. With enough time and some airing out, radical scrubbing of self-imposed doubt, deeply cleaning emotional wounds, filling clean space with big dreams, healing thoughts, and a new perspective, I'll learn I can be loved. So I'm going to need a lot of room for a great big love to fit. So I'm throwing away all the mess, and I'm tossing out ancient regret, and I'm trashing coveted shame, and I'm dumping dysfunctional pain without any lament. I'm canceling emotional debt. I'm putting the past where it goes, flushing unlimited woes. No longer will I use my heart like a coffin. I'm gonna write new songs and sing them. I'm gonna sing loud and I'm gonna sing strong. I'm gonna sing clear and I'm gonna sing long. I'm gonna sing life, liberty, and pursue happiness. So all you ex-lovers hanging out in my mind, get out. I'm throwing you out. Oh, worn out DNA hanging on the walls of my womb, get out. I'm throwing you out. I'm virginizing my reality. Eyes wide open straight ahead, singing new songs, a brand new day, all that old stuff, I don't need it anyway. Just throw it out. This next piece is called Ascension. Dancing in the shadow of a brand new dawn, I celebrate survival, transformation, and the human spirit. From the death rows and street corners, to the peace of my own living room. From the crack house to the house of a living God. Yo, I used to be dwelling in a place, now I'm a dwelling place. Glory be to God. From being beat down to being loved, from the last to the first, out of my death came a brand new birth. With songs, dance, music, and praise, I sing, drinking wine out of a brand new vessel. See, I told it on the mountain through the fire next time. Amen. Wrote my way through insanity. Hanging out with Mr. Rhythm and Mama Rhyme, I learned to experience respite on the front line. Them this God shall get, them this not shall lose. So the Bible says, and it's still good news, good news, good news. I found my way through the dark, in the dark, to the darkest place I've ever known, the essence of God, and darkness enclosed a living God. Yo, homies, check this. It's butter, it's butter, it's butter. It's smooth. It's better to be saved, hip-hopping with the Lord. For God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. The truth is, you can't figure me out. I'm still alive, no doubt. The smoke has cleared. Smoke of addiction, abuse, loneliness, and despair. And they asked me right at Christmas if my blackness wouldn't rub off. I said, ask your mama. And the smoke cleared. Yes, I caught a blaze, but didn't even get scorched. I wore the mask, but lived long enough to take it off. My sisters died age 32 and 53. If we must die, let it not be like hogs pinned in some inglorious spot. My father died in the Big Apple Motel, pinned. I live to celebrate. Not according to your standards. I live to celebrate, no longer according to anybody's standards. With songs, dance, music, and praise, I sing. Ain't no stopping me now. And where I end up, I can win, as long as I keep my head to the sky. And so I celebrate survival, transformation, and the human spirit. As I rise, I rise, I rise. I believe I can fly. So I celebrate me, Lizzie, Fulton and Wilhelmina's baby daughter, as I rise.
Hey, 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 Lizzie.
Yeah.
That was straight up wizardry that we just witnessed. Thank you so much, Lizzie. Let's give another big round of applause. I just want to remind everybody watching at home that's here right now, you can find Sacred Voices on Instagram at Sacred Voices Denver. And if you want to stay up to date with all the information, see the newsletter, learn what's going on with the open mics, you could go there. You could go to sacred-voices.org. And we're going to bring up the last name we got on the open mic sign-up sheet, unless the person that walked in is going to want to sign up too. We'll see. But Roland, come on up. Let's give a big round of applause for Roland.
My name is Rolling Roland. Denver Community Media, Sacred Voices, community, culture, creativity. I tell people, do you know whose world this is? This is everybody's world. And the minute I start thinking it's only my world, I am the problem. Graduate of Community College Aurora, Colorado Film School. I'm going local, I'm going regional, I'm going national, and I'm going global. Hey, hey, what do you say? Yeah! At 82, I know what to do. Wallah, Allah, the Holy Spirit, etc., just to be near it. OMG, for goodness sakes, the power of now, the how it shakes, and how it will come about, in the yin and the yang, the world gang, the world show in future world of no, to get up and go into the amazing continuing culture that being humans might rupture. In class chaos and disorder with the elite authoritarian ethic order and a humanistic conscience in a technological life science for the walk, talk, dance, and romance, life, time flow with the space and matter, feeling our cup half full or half empty, in a life with the positive and negative attraction. We care, give and receive our share for the everlasting, thriving relationship in the human race at a steady pace. Eating and drinking, walking and thinking. If our thoughts, words, and actions create the path of happiness or wrath, it is a critical journey for our existence and our living subsistence. If actions speak louder than words, and the virtual picture is a conjecture of an opinion or a conclusion, it is formed on the basis of an incomplete information, a proposition suspected to be true, yet it is the meeting of the minds with you. Treasure and measure that we find to be true or untrue, red, white, or blue. Life is important and death is the end of family and friends. As no one lives forever to enjoy our endeavor. This moment is with a high and a how for the good and bad show. Life is a revealing feeling to stand up and fight for right or wrong in a living, continuing song. A frequency note will travel as sound does unravel, separating threads in our heads to resolve our intricacy, complexity, and obscurity, beds to solve life's mystery threads, separating and joining the puzzle in a clear vision to understand the prison vision within to find the answer to the question, a suggestion. If we change the point of view, you can find a new you. You so we can be happy and free in a new we, in a living ecstasy. So every day between the stimulus and response in the freedom of choice for our new voice, this new visual communication is in a written form from the beginning alphabet. The A is the first, with all for the big and the small, short and the tall. The double L is for love from above, and the last A is for a continuing beginning of alpha with an end, omega. Beginning to end, we all start with a friend as a matter like no other, as we are now on the path of good and bad, some choice with voice, happy or sad. Try for the glad. Life comes from the dirt, soil, and our work toil with a little oil to spoil. Forever love. Hey, hey, what do you say? I have a problem here. Thing is that I need my glasses. I tell people when I was young and in my prime, I could do it any time. But now that I'm getting older, I'm getting bolder. Let me get my glasses.
We got time for about one more, Roland.
Thank you. One more. That's what he said.
Yeah.
But this is everybody's world. The big and the small, the short and the tall. Reason, meaning, and purpose. The great value is in peace and harmony, not piles of money. Reason. This is a letter in anger, seeing the danger in the future of mankind, when the surreal act of facts with the weird contradictory condition of mankind's dreams and reality is in a strange, unusual experience to create strong feelings. Feelings are life. The activating body spirit within for need motivation. This is a body stimulation and response naturally with the freedom of choice with the irrational and erratic id voice. Viktor Frankl. If it is not good or bad, it is our choice to bring a direction of our own choosing. Identify yourself as a fact. Who are you? What are you? How are you? When and why? Where is mankind going when the money American government fiscal cliff arrives with chaos and disorder? Military and political force will identify themselves as a man with a plan, a new world order. But they will only be speaking for the same old elite with the ulterior motives, still trying to control the masses of people, collaborating, collective, clear judgment of shared vision, establishing the trust, the must, the elite, new world order. Money is a medium, an asset, a means and value of exchange, used in the multiple facet, all pervasive ways in economic systems and should be backed up with value. The federal government does not back up the value, but uses an accounting trick. Government is supposed to be by the people and for the people, but it is controlled by the elite. Gold is used as a special commodity in a barter economy. Not in a monetary economy. The true monetary economy uses token money, paper currency, but also bills of exchange for debt obligations as a credit economy. This money then has to be accepted as a mean of final payment of a transaction. Money is a promise by a bank or its customers. The monetary payment is the transfer of that promise from one customer to another. All transactions involve three agents, three parties: a buyer, which is the payer, the seller, which is the payee, and the bank for a transfer of the bank's promise to pay from the buyer to the seller. That is the way money is created in our modern economy. Banks produce the means of payment and are a clearinghouse for the marketplace. Central banks create surreal fiat money that will but treat it like ordinary goods in this intellectual strategy. This is a mistake, but it is the bizarre nature of the banking monetary economy. Money is not backed up by anything, physical or material, and money relies on the trust in banks and the government. People ignore the good and the bad that drives the nature of the corruptible economy, the nature of society. Garziana, A., 1989, The Theory of the Monetary Circuit. Themes. This is the end of it. Please.
Okay. All right.
Thames Papers in the Political Economy, Spring. This world evolves with the ghosts of the propaganda noisa. People passed with the subtle micro aggregation of personal gain. Safe space is what we all need to survive side by side indiscriminately. This is everybody's world, and anytime anybody thinks this is only their world, they are the problem in the universe. The universal source is agape. The source is love. Caring elite do exist in the middle. Thank you.
Thank you, Roland. And I'm sorry for walking up on you like that. I was trying to get your attention from over there. Wasn't working. Okay. That was the last on the open mic. And thank you for putting us on game, Roland. Truly appreciate that. I down with the central banks. You know what I'm saying? We are going to welcome up our featured artist, a queer community favorite, queer community heartthrob. I haven't even seen them perform live yet, but I be hearing good things, really good things, yes. So I'm glad that you're here. Let's give a big round of applause for Jordin Dearinger.
All right, hello, I'm Jordin Dearinger. I am a transgender man and a soul artist. This is the worst kind of microphone for a guy who's going to play guitar with this microphone stand is the issue. So this first song, just so that you guys can get an idea of who I am, is a song that I wrote called Ida's Lane, and it's about my childhood home. I grew up on Ida's Lane. And when I'm referencing a girl in this song, I'm referring to myself as a child. I spent most of my life drinking and smoking all my problems away. Then one day when I opened my eyes, I saw all the trauma in the girl I'd left at Ida's Lane. In Ida's Lane. Ooh. And it felt so good to feel so wrapped around your finger, like I could walk on water till the water started running dry. And I'd die 100 times to know what I know now. The only way to make it out is to find a way to love the ugly parts of yourself. This is my favorite part. I spent most of my life making myself small to fit in spaces that were wrong for me. And then one day when I opened my mind, I saw all the pain behind the eyes of the boy who walked away from Ida's Lane. No, and it felt so good to feel so wrapped around your finger, like I could walk on water till the water started running dry. And I'd die 100 times to know what I know now. The only way to make it out is to find a way to love the ugly parts of yourself. Thank you. So I just send them? Just keep going? All right. This next song is a song that I wrote, maybe 2 years ago now. Just about feeling like, at the time I was doing a lot of things that didn't align with me, and I felt like nothing was really going my way, and it kind of makes sense now looking back on it. Like, hindsight is such a beautiful gift. Of course, things weren't going my way because I wasn't listening to my intuition or to what my insides were trying to portray to the outer world. So this song's called Dissonance. So much dissonance, always slipping in all the cracks I thought I closed. My body stays still, but my heart cries out as I start to decompose. Yeah, you're not listening.
I can feel it in the way. Spread your energy. Don't get too close to me. I've been searching for something, but keep picking up nothing. So I don't know what else to do. Can't keep waiting my whole life, sitting, wishing, waiting on that time to try and make a move. Yes. Said I'm bursting at the seams to show you who I'm gonna be, baby. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, I can't sit on my dreams. Got to show up. I can make my dreams a reality, baby. 'Cause I love it. I love it. I love it. Every single day, baby. No, 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 no. I said I've been searching for something, but keep picking up nothing. So I don't know what else to do. Can't keep waiting my whole life, sitting, wishing, waiting on that time to try and make a move. Yes. Oh, no, 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 no. Thanks. So, pretty much since I was like 8 years old, I have just been in my room practicing for auditions that I just didn't have. And I just kind of have always been led in the direction of pursuing music. I broke my back when I was 11 and was on bed rest for 5 years, and that led me to teaching myself how to play 14 instruments. And I always look at that as divine intervention, because without that, I wouldn't have ever picked up music, and maybe I would have in some other capacity or in some other way. Maybe I would have found my way to it, but without breaking my back, I never would have picked up music so passionately, and just having like a mom who was so gung-ho about me just doing what felt the best for me. So my point with sharing that is that I have pretty much been auditioning for every singing show on television since 2018 maybe. And last year I made it onto The Voice, and 1 week before I was supposed to leave, I got a phone call that said I was being cut from the show. So it just kind of felt like something was being ripped away from me. Like, that felt like the moment I had been waiting for my whole life. And then fast forward to this year, I made it through every round of the auditions for American Idol. And I didn't end up making it, but getting this opportunity just shifted my perspective so massively, and that's the gift. Even if I never make it onto the show, that's the gift, is the perspective. So that's what this song is about. It's called Thrive. I've been waiting for the call. The call that's gonna change it all. I've been waiting all my life for this. I'm finally ready to stand. I can see my own value. For the first time since I've been alive. And no amount of arguing can outweigh my ability to thrive. I can see the waves crashing over me, but stillness is the way out. Reflection is the key to universally accepting what may be. Always gonna make the best out of any situation, but I'm worthy and deserving of what I'm anticipating. All I can do is wait, 'cause I've given every ounce of me to the powers that may be. And I've got to have a little faith in the feeling of stagnation. On the other side, I feel something big's waiting. Got to believe in the power within me. I hold a lot of power in the palm of my hand. Feel it running through my veins. I've got bigger plans. Nobody can take away my constant expansion. No, I will not abandon myself for anything or anyone, 'cause I've already won. And I've just begun, and oh, what a victory to watch it unravel as I begin to channel a true form of authenticity. I will not sit implicitly. I am the Holy Trinity. I see my own divinity, and I will never let that go to waste. I said I'll never let that go to waste. Thank you. I think that's probably one of the best songs I've ever written. It's very, very from the heart, for sure. This next one, how much time do I have? Nice, okay, I'm going a little fast, my bad. This next one is a song that I wrote called Awake, and this is a song, honestly, this song, I recently quit my job to just pursue music full-time. Thank you. Yeah, that was a really big scary for me. It's really easy to just want to rely on financial security because that's what we're taught we should do, is just go and get it. But I want so badly, even when I'm like, what day is it right now? It's the 14th or the 13th. It's like I'm 13 days late on rent right now, and I just can't care because I have to follow this, and the rest is going to come, and I have to trust that. Yeah, so this song is actually kind of about that. So here we go. Wake up in the morning, try to be a better me. Be the type of man that my mom would like to see. I'm feeling at my best, don't need to take a rest. I'm finding all the things that truly work for me. Used to wake up every morning, didn't want to go outside. Always stayed in my own lane instead of questioning why I couldn't be seen. Washing my hands clean. No, 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 no. And keep waiting, so patient. I'm creating, relating, no hating. Keep waiting, I'm gonna make it. You can see me, no more hiding, I'm awake, yes. When I was a kid, I used to hide behind my shell. And now that I'm big, I see that I cannot be withheld. I constantly run towards fear itself. I'm propelled and it's top shelf. No more waiting for life to come. No more sitting in stagnant mind. No more hiding in the shadows. Oh, babe, keep waiting, so patient. I'm creating, relating, no hating. Keep waiting, I'm gonna make it. You can see me, no more hiding, I'm away. I don't have anyone to impress. I'm working hard to show up for myself. I deserve nothing but the best, and I won't accept any less. It took a lot of people treating me how I don't want to be treated. A bit misleading, overcompensate because of lack leaves me feeling depleted, and I don't really need it anyway. Keep waiting, so patient. I'm creating, relating, no hating. Keep waiting, I'm gonna make it. You can see me, no more hiding, I'm awake, yes. Thank you, thank you. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. Truly appreciate that. Thanks. All right. This is a song that I wrote about a girl who did me so dirty that no amount of showering made it feel better. This is called I Don't Want to Be Your Baby. Wishing I could say anything that's on my mind, but I'm thinking I should wait, 'cause I'm not trying to hurt no one. Every single day feels like I'm lost in time, trying to find my way back to what feels right. And I've got voices in my head telling me how to live my life, even when I know that any decision is right. I don't understand why it feels so heavy to stand on my own. You think I owe you something, baby? Let me tell you what I know. This ain't been the same, and I can't take it no more. I said I've been nothing but patient, and I'm still dragged for more. I don't want to be you, baby, 'cause it comes with a cost. No, no, no. Said I don't want to be your baby anymore. I'm wishing I could spend a little bit of time alone, but I don't enjoy the feeling of what lies in the unknown. So I've got to get a feel for things that make me feel more. I always want to feel more. You think I owe you something, baby? Let me tell you what I know. This ain't been the same, and I can't take it no more. I said I've been nothing but patient, and I'm still dragged for more. So I don't want to be you, baby, 'cause it comes with a cost. No, no, no. Said I don't want to be your baby anymore. Oh, every single time I've tried to walk away. I've seen a million reasons why I'd let you treat me this way, and I don't know if I could ever be truly into me, 'cause I keep on picking every red flag up out of the dirt, tossing it aside to try and make shit work. But how will I ever find people that love me for me if I just keep on accepting anything? You think I owe you something, baby? Let me tell you what I know. This ain't been the same, and I can't take it no more. I said I've been nothing but patient, and I'm still dragged for more. So I don't want to be you, baby, 'cause it comes with a cost. No, no. Said I don't want to be your baby anymore. Thank you. One more, would you say? No, you got 7 minutes. Oh, man, all right. Okay. 5, 10, 12. Yes. All right, nice. Can you see if there's a capo in that bag, pal? Thank you so very much. It would be in that first little thing right there. Yep. Aw, that's really beautiful. All right, this is a song that I just wrote. I met my partner about 6 months ago, maybe, in a very similar experience to Rwanda. This obviously not the same at all, because I didn't almost die and come back. But this feeling of like, wow, I know you, and I don't know if it's like just this immediate feeling of like, I know me more because I know you, and I know you. Whether it was from this life or another life, like, just it's been the most healing relationship that I've ever encountered. And I recently did something that hurt her, and so I wrote a song about that. Obviously not intentionally, but that's the beauty of love and learning and growing and communicating and being able to feel safe enough to talk when things aren't working. I won't put you through these bloodstains on the wall. Thought it would get better, but it spread to the floor. I'm sorry, I'm starting to drown. I hear voices and they're talking loud, and they tell me that I'm not worth it, but I'm figuring out how to be a good boyfriend. I want you to feel proud. Kiss it, make it better. Can't unwind the time. I'm sorry if I ever made you feel used. I'm trying, but I can't figure it out. No amount of time can hide the fact that I'm too proud. But oh God, I'll try so hard to do better now. Now that I'm aware of your deepest doubts. Said I wanna love you better. I wanna show you that I'll do this right. I wanna learn you forever. No matter where we end up, I'll always fight. I'll be in your corner, darling. I'll always be your biggest fan. You're my light on my darkest nights. Oh,
swear to God I'll do this right. Will you love me in the morning, even after a hard talk? Tell me if this is a warning, 'cause I can't lose you. I'm sorry if I've been a bit too much. I want so badly to be enough. So I wanna love you better. I wanna show you that I'll do this right. I wanna learn you forever. No matter where we end up, I'll always fight. I'll be in your corner, darling. I'll always be your biggest fan. You're my light on my darkest night. Oh, you're my life, and I swear to God I'll do this right. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna sing one more, and then I think we're all gonna get the heck out of here, right? Amazing. Yeah, one more. So normally a lot of these songs I use a loop pedal and I play saxophone. Saxophone is my secondary instrument outside of guitar. And this song sometimes feels a bit repetitive without the saxophone, so I am just letting you know. Didn't let your body take over me. Now I'm smoking cigarettes on my balcony, wondering how I could have done things differently. Every day feels the same, got to wait and see. Only time heals the wound, got to let it be. I said the fate's got more in store for me. Keep letting you hurt me. I can't be seeming this thirsty. I'm deserving and I'm worthy of love. Said I'm done letting you hurt me. I can't be seeming this thirsty. I'm electric and I'll get what I want. Wish you didn't always have the right words to say. Built a house in my heart and so now you stay. Rent free in my mind, it's killing me, baby. Every day feels the same, got to wait and see. Only time heals the wound, got to let it be. I said the fate's got more in store for me. Or I keep letting you hurt me. I can't be seeming this thirsty. I'm deserving and I'm worthy of love. Babe, I'm done letting you hurt me. I can't be seeming this thirsty. I'm electric and I'll get what I want. Said I'm electric and I'll get. I'm electric and I'll get. I'm electric and I'll get what I want. No. Nice. Thank you so much for listening. My name's Jordin Dearinger. As I said, I have no job. I'm just a musician full time, so I drop singles every Friday on all streaming platforms because all I do is create. So if you enjoyed this music, please do add me on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever you listen on. Okay, nice.
Jordin Dearinger, everybody. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for coming out to the Sacred Voices open mic. If you joined us on live, thank you very much. My name is Juicebox Paradise. It has been a wonderful time hosting you this evening. I'm going to go through the list, and I'm going to say thank you one more time. Let's keep the round of applause going as we hear it for Rollin'. We hear it for Sparrow, for Bree, for Godwin, for Lizzie, for Tawanda, and for Emojin. Thank you all. Thank you all. This has been a wonderful time. You can follow us at Sacred Voices Denver on Instagram. You can keep up with all the news that we got going on at sacred-voices.org. Thank you. Have a wonderful night, everybody.